So we took this thing back over the vet.
This is Bill Little now, and Bill, that is the sentiment expressed by Brittney Griner, who was the 2019 WNBA MVP.
We just saved her instead of a U.S. Marine. We saved a piece of shit that won't even stand for this country's national anthem, overtaking our Marine that fought and was a soldier for this country.
And until they decide to do so, that she's going to remain in the locker room. Apparently during last Saturday's game with the Phoenix Mercury and the LA Spark, I want to say, or Sparks, neither team was on the court during the playing of the anthem. Bill,
she can't even come on this court for the national anthem, but we're going to bail her out of jail over an Army vet?
We don't play the national anthem at the theater for plays or musicals or other kinds of entertainment.
I wonder if she'll stand for the national anthem now.
Why is it so necessary to do this during a sporting event? Tradition. Now, obviously, it probably goes without saying, but
serious issues of the day usually cause me to break out in 70-year-old show tunes for Bono.
Brittney, I just want to clarify, she's doing this as a protest against a shooting of a woman by a police officer.
She's protesting the whole U.S.
Police brutality.
That just got her out of jail.
Well, let me just get the snark out of the way, because the first thing I hear when I hear this is rising bile. There's nothing like a national protest led by somebody you've never heard of. But in any event, my attitude on this is actually pretty simple, and as always, it's pretty much dictated by the principles that we try to elucidate here, and occasionally get wrong. But the two principles that come into play here are, for me anyway, are patriotism and love of country, and also the right of businesses to pursue their business as long as they don't break any laws. So here's how I see the situation. If she wants to not show up for the national anthem, that's fine. If the entire
Disgraceful.
team wants to
That's not fine.
come out for the national anthem, that's fine.
We should have got a Marine out, not her.
Entitled to their free speech. They are on
But because of the Star Spangled Banner is why she's entitled to free speech. Hope she learned that in the Russian prison. Disgraceful we didn't get our own Army guy back. Our vet that was actually ready to go and die for this country. And we bring back this P.O.S. Brittney Griner.
She doesn't get to do it on TV in a uniform on private property. So that's the little issue. The bigger issue is why do we play the national anthem at sporting events, and why is that important? To me, it is critically important, and the reason it's
everyone should be in this country
is because it's a large gathering of people, and the playing of the national anthem at a sporting event is often the only thing that reminds us that our countrymen are our countrymen. I said this a few times before.
Thank you.
The political divide in this country is just so rancid now, getting worse every day, that if you live inside the frame of Facebook or Twitter or YouTube or whatever, you become convinced that people who disagree with you are just plain raw evil. But the nice thing about going to a sporting event is that it is no longer Republicans versus Democrats. Now it's Gators versus the Seminoles, or it's the Packers versus the Bears. And people who you wanted to strangle just an hour before coming into your seat, maybe 10 minutes before coming into your seat in the stadium, no longer people you want to strangle. Now there are people who are on your side. Now you want to strangle a completely different set of people, and they're sitting on the other side of the field.
Hang on, this video is going to pick up in a minute. I'm going to show something different.
It's really important.
So because the other examples I gave, like the theater or something, is not a competitive thing. It doesn't rouse passions where rivals feel antagonism toward each other. Therefore, it wouldn't be significant there, but it would be in the event of competitive sport.
It's also, a fair amount of it is also that it's outdoors. There is...
Not everything.
I mean, seriously, it's not like the stadium becomes silent as a tomb at any given time, you know, which is what you would expect in a movie theater or a stage play. But it's got something to do with being outdoors. And when I say outdoors, I'm including things like these giant arenas, which are really just enclosed outdoors. It's a vast open space it feels like a public space, even though it's not. When you go to a large a football game or baseball game, you feel like you're in a large open public area, and that you're surrounded by other Americans. And I'm speaking for myself only here, but I know that when I'm saying I'm speaking for myself, I know most people who are watching, well, certainly virtually all people who are watching this, and almost all people in the country feel the same way. When the national anthem plays, and I
You shut up and stand.
I often do events like this, it's not because I haven't heard the song before. It's because I realize the fundamental beauty of being surrounded by people who, in most cases, I wouldn't be surrounded by, nor would they be surrounded with people like me under any circumstances. And we're all out there, and we're all together under this flag and under this anthem. And there is there's something related to this. It's not the same thing, but it's part of the same sort of general experience. And that is, I think that on some level, the playing of the national anthem is connected to the sportsmanship and civility that we almost always see, which consists of at the end of the game, the players shake hands with the other team, or at a football game, which I'm much more familiar with. At the end of the game, both coaches run out to the middle of the field, shake each other's hands, tell them what a great job the other one did, and then go into their locker rooms fuming and cursing and wishing destruction upon them. But nevertheless, you can tell, it's a good example, you can tell there are times when coaches particularly just despise each other, or one of them feels like they're a victim of bad calls or dirty pool or whatever, and you can see clearly that this is not like a joy for them to shake hands with the person that just whipped them. But they do it anyway, and they do it because it is an expectation of the fact that we are not serious about these divisions. This is about in the case of professional sports, it's not personal. And I feel like on some level that's connected to the playing of the national anthem.
Thank you, and it's important, period.
Made me think of something that had not occurred to me previously, and that is that it sounds like you're making the argument to people like Brittney Griner and others that we need the standing together and singing of the national anthem now
Thank you.
more than ever.
Yeah. And Brittney Griner
Is a piece of
has
P.O.S.
no business not standing for the national anthem.
Damn
I'm not
right.
saying it's not a right.
Especially
I'm not
after
saying I
this.
want to live in a world
And she
where
can
country
stand,
road
not stand for
where
it, but she
is
doesn't gotta make the
required
rest of the
by
team do
law
it. She's
to
protected
stand
by
for
the national anthem to
because
be
she
able to
has
do
no
that.
business
Hope she learned that in the
not
Russian
standing for the
prison.
national anthem. And
Now
the
hang
way
tight for 1
you-
second.
Against what she believes is a corrupt government and an abusive government.
Well, but this is my point.
That doesn't matter.
The reason
She
she
still
needs to
has
stand for the
freedom.
national anthem is because if she thinks that it is a corrupt government with an awful history, she is allowed to criticize that government. She's allowed to do whatever she wants to. The fact, I know this sounds paradoxical, but I think it's really true. The fact that she's not required to stand for the national anthem is as good a reason to stand for the national anthem as any other.
Sir,
Continuing.
as you serve on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, that it is a great day to have Brittney Griner coming
No, it's
home
not.
to the United States. Victor Boot, as has also been said, a very steep price to pay. But what about what Lucas just mentioned, which was the tradition that you try to bring people home in the order in which they were taken?
Well, I think this is a great day to have Brittney home.
No, it's not.
I'm happy for
She'd just
her
still be in
and
the
for her
Russian
family.
prison.
A horrible experience, I'm sure. But the real problem here is just the weakness of this president. We've got a Marine sitting over there.
Yep.
We
Thank
traded
you.
this merchant of death guy who was going to target
That's
U.S.
our Marine.
military personnel. And so what is the message we're sending
we leave
to
our
people
Marine for
serving
that
in our
piece of shit?
military, or who might one day serve? We'll leave the Marine in the jail in Russia. We'll free the guy who was going to target U.S. military soldiers and just get, the high-profile basketball player.
Over
it's a terrible
our
message
vet.
to send not only
Sad.
to the despots of the world who now know that they can get a trade if they just capture an American, but to the military, the United States military, who are saying, yeah, I can
There's your
serve
merchant of
this
death.
country, and the president will leave me and take the basketball player.
Well, we hope
What a dumb choice.
Paul Whelan's health is better than apparently it was just a short time ago. You might have heard at the top of the show, apparently the U.S. officials had spoken to Whelan at great length today. That would give his family I imagine some measure of relief because apparently the last time we talked to them might have been a week or two ago when he was in that hospital, sir.
Yeah, no doubt. He obviously
Should've let
has some
Brittney
health
Griner go to
issues.
that hospital and
this
got
guy
our vet
needs to
back.
come home. Served our country. He needs to
Sad.
come home, and he should
Not
have been
Brittney Griner.
the
She
guy
shouldn't
who
have came home.
or at
This
least
is
get
who should have
two
came
of them
home.
For one, I mean, this guy is an arms dealer, a convicted arms dealer who's, again, as you guys mentioned, targeting American
That's not a
soldiers
fair
to kill
trade.
them. And we couldn't get, our president's so weak, he couldn't get, these two guys for this one terrorist, really. It's shameful.
Screw
And
Brittney
I guess
Griner.
it's just
We should have got him.
understandable. He was the vice
Russia
president
could have
when we
kept
traded
Brittney
5
Griner.
Taliban leaders, warlords basically, for Bill Bergdahl. So he was trained by the best, I guess, and doing bad deals.
Mexico's going to do the same. They're going to capture some American people and say, hey, we'll trade you this American, the hate, that I dislike word. We'll trade you him for El Chapo. Give us back El Chapo and we'll give you back this guy that hurts your own, that dislikes your own Americans.
This guy has basically an ocean of blood on his hands across the board. It was the Biden administration, the Obama administration that helped bring him to justice. There was a press release in 2011 saying that Boot was convicted of conspiring to kill U.S. nationals
Obama.
and U.S. officers and employees. So on that score, Boot has been out of the game for a while, but he is going back.
The one
to
good
Russia
thing Obama did, put the merchant of death in jail. But
I mean, you think about
Biden's so horrible. He undid the one good thing Obama actually did.
It's not only Russia who is invading and killing now probably over 100,000 Ukrainians, 80-something thousand died in Mariupol, and we make a deal with this guy to give away a convicted murderer, arms dealer, all of that for just one person. We should have got two. If this leader was
A person that doesn't like this country, might I add.
we could have gotten two. But
Two would have been Two would have been a good day. Nonetheless, it still is a good day for Brittney
No.
Griner and her
They could have
family.
kept Brittney. One would have been good. Our
And
vet.
all she experience is now over. On board that flight, I imagine she lands sometime around 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon, maybe even in Washington, D.C.
And her wife said that she and Brittney will continue to try to help bring Whelan home, as well as anybody else that's being held unjustifiably around the world.
Mark Green, thank you
No,
for
we're
your
doing
time.
is encouraging other countries to capture American citizens and trade someone like El Chapo for someone that doesn't even like this country. Like, subscribe, and share, and hit the notification bell for new videos. Thank you. And I'm going to post that part 2 to the domestic violence a little bit here in the morning. That's going to post. So stay tuned.